Good afternoon, I guess. I want to call to order the Neighborhood Restoration and Beautification Commission meeting for November. Heather, can you take roll?
Sure. Commissioner Liz Lasky.
Here.
Vice Chair Andrew Stafford.
Here.
Commissioner Kathy Grabowski.
Here.
Commissioner Jane Shimke.
I'm here.
Commissioner Nicholas Lucina.
Here.
That one's a vacancy. And Commissioner Chair Harless.
Here. The next item on the agenda is public comment on agenda-related items. Okay. And then approval of the agenda. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve this agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Support?
Support.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye. And then approval of the meeting minutes from the October 2nd, 2025 meeting. Heather had emailed those to everyone for review. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
I'll make the motion to approve the October 2nd meeting
Support.
minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that brings us to unfinished business. I know this was talked about at the last meeting that I wasn't at, and we've got some clarification moving forward for a possible winter project for City Hall beautification, and looking at doing some wreaths and garland and lights outside of City Hall, just to spruce it up a little bit and decorate it for the upcoming holiday season. In your packet, you will see what a proposed cost budget would look like for that. Thank you to Liz, who kind of did a lot of the legwork on this, kind of figuring out what we would need and what would be used where. So Liz, do you want to explain a little bit what the vision is with the items?
Very simple. I think it's much simpler than just wrap the two posts out front, put some lights on them, put bows at the top, and a wreath on each door, basically, for a start. On the Maple Street and Water Street door.
And Mark Hansen has the building maintenance official has confirmed that our light posts on the Maple Street side have outlets.
Yes.
And they're on automatic timers, which works out wonderfully, I think.
Right in the
Yep.
face is perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you'll see in the proposal, this is from Pleasanton Greenhouse, who we're looking at about 40 feet of garland, 2 wreaths. We'll use outdoor command hooks for the wreaths on the doors, some red velvet ribbon, and some string lights. So we're looking at about $279.78 of our $2,500 budget that we want to use for this winter project. Does anyone have discussion or comments about that?
To actually decorate the post, will we need any support from DPW, or is that something that this group can do themselves?
It's a good question, Andrew. I think we could probably do it, but good question.
Okay, I was just wondering from like a height standpoint, if there's any concern about.
Maybe they would put those up. That's a great idea. So if they would put those up for us, so
Well, I just didn't know if it was a requirement, and if it is, we should definitely
Maybe it is.
communicate that to Jeff McCool or Brandon Prince with DPW.
okay. Who wants to ask, Jeff?
I guess I see it a little bit differently. I see it as this is our commission project. Not that, we shouldn't ask for help if we need it, but I do see this as our commission project. I don't want to, I think we're very fortunate. DPW helps us out a lot with our big trash pickup day and different things like that. And so I don't want to overextend them either on projects that we come up with to give them more to do, especially with winter coming, leaves and snow and things like that.
What is the height of that? Can we assess it with just
Well, we'd probably need a ladder.
a ladder?
Yeah, I think with a ladder.
I wonder if that's one of the, I don't know if we bought a ladder. I think we bought everything else, but I think we can acquire a ladder pretty quickly. I appreciate your comments. The DPW, they're going to be gearing up for Sleigh Bell with all the decorations. I think that's great perspective going, yeah, maybe we give this thing a shot ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to, so that we can kind of,
Yes, I agree.
that's our group project. If it was more involved or more intensive, yeah, definitely we might need to look at involving other city partners.
I just didn't know if it was feasible, but I'm glad that, glad that we had that discussion, just wanted to throw that out there.
Well,
I'll wait.
again, is there any more discussion on the proposed budget and using those funds for what we're proposing? Yeah.
We had talked about, Heather had said that years ago they would put a candle in every window. Are we still gonna do that? And did you find some?
The city manager's office takes care of that.
And she said they had it,
The city manager's office does that.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
and
Okay.
Kelly did say that they have the batteries and the lights, but they only do, what'd you say, Heather, wasn't it just
They do the
second
second floor.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
And I think, you know, for the purposes of our commission, our scope should be more looking at outside, and, you know,
Okay.
just because, again, just my thinking out loud is, like Heather is saying, the city manager's office does do some decorating on the interior of the building. And I'm sure the employees here, you know, like to take ownership and pride in how they decorate on the inside, so, you know, I think we're just looking to add to that on the outside, honestly, so. But that's a good point, Kathy, and I think it's been addressed. I know Liz and Heather have talked, and Liz and Kelly have talked about it as well.
Okay.
Other comments on the proposed budget that we have and these supplies? Okay. Well, with that said, if we decide to move forward and approve this, what are we looking at for a time frame, and what's our goal?
it shouldn't take too long, and I think it should be done either right before Thanksgiving or right afterwards, like that Monday after, what works for everybody, what date, you know? And I don't think it takes everybody. It's gonna take about 3 people. Some people have already worked a lot on projects.
Yeah.
Easier than the last one, but.
Right.
First Saturday, December?
No, that's Sleigh Bell weekend.
Yeah,
Our goal is to
It's
be
probably
here.
What,
an hour job.
Yeah, I would say,
It's, I think it's an hour,
Saturday
so
after Thanksgiving? Is that the only other time?
I think in a week, you know, whatever. Sarah, what works for you? Sarah's our busiest one.
well, yeah, I mean, if we're looking at a weekday, we can pick a weekday. I mean, do we want to do it right before Thanksgiving? Do we want to do it right after? Do we want to do it the first week of December? The longer we wait, we don't know what the conditions of snow
Yeah.
are either, and that could get harder to do. Do you know when they start decorating, like, the town with stuff?
I thought that, didn't he say at staff that they were gonna be out there doing that here?
The highway decoration replacement, I don't remember if he gave a time frame.
Because I know they do it before.
It seems to happen before I feel like it happens before Thanksgiving, so.
Okay.
The Tuesday before.
Yeah, because we don't
Wednesday
want to be
before.
out of sync with what everybody else is
Tuesday
doing.
before Thanksgiving. Do either of those work for Sarah?
Yep, I can make those work.
That sounds good.
So that looks like the 24th or 25th.
And what time? Pick a date and time.
How about November 25th, that Tuesday? Is there something that day?
Which Tuesday is?
25th?
Is that no, that should be fine. It's not
That's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
We are not having a.
that's not city council,
We're
right?
not doing
Nope,
council that
that's
day.
good.
Okay, so how about November 25th? 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock?
Perfect.
It's so dark early now that we have to do, we have to plan early. And then I guess that's, you know, another thing that we have to think about is who plans on being there? And Heather, if there's more than quorum there, do we need to actually make that a work session?
No, not for doing a project,
Okay.
no.
We haven't, for volunteer projects.
We've never done that
You
before.
just don't discuss any type of city
Yeah,
business
you
notices.
just can't like discuss
Volunteer
future projects or things like that. But
Okay.
you're there just to do the work of the project, that's okay.
Okay, all right.
But if you're looking to, are you going to approve the cost of that project today?
I think so.
I think you should do
Yes.
a motion in a second to approve the cost of that, since you are going to be spending funds on that.
Okay.
So
yes.
you should have a motion in a second and
Okay.
vote on that today.
I'll make a motion to purchase the items listed within our packet.
I'll support that.
Okay.
And would you like a roll call vote on that?
Roll call vote,
Okay.
yes.
And so I'll just go through. Okay, I'll start down here.
Kathy?
Kathy?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'll read by name, sorry. Commissioner Shimke,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Lasky,
Yes.
Commissioner Lucina,
Yes.
Commissioner Stafford.
Yes.
And Chair Harless.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, so we're looking at November 25th at 2 PM.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And, you know, I guess whoever can be there, I know I'll be there, Liz will be there. And I have some tall sons that I can force to be there too if we need more height.
Right.
So that's not a problem as well. So I think we'll be able to have enough people, like Liz said, I don't think it takes a ton of people, but I know this is something we've been talking about for a while. So anybody that wants to be involved in it, I want
be
them to
fun.
feel like they can be there. Okay? New business. I spoke to Chief Glass a little bit and I asked Heather to put this on our agenda. The commission purpose and direction moving forward. I kind of want to have a discussion about that. Heather did attach in here what our purpose is, what our duties are, and you know what membership looks like and all of those things. But I really think I want to have us thinking about what our purpose is and if the purpose that we currently have fits still. So I know when this commission was started, the purpose was really to help prevent, remediate, eliminate blight, and blight was a huge focus of this commission when this commission first started. But I feel like maybe that's changing a little bit, and our purpose might look a little bit different. Now, obviously, we can't, this is city code, their bylaws, we can't change that, but we can make a recommendation to city council that we would maybe like to change what the purpose of our commission is. In terms of blight, as a commission, there's not a lot we can do. We don't have a lot of weight or control over blight. So I don't know if that fits any longer, especially now that we have people employed by the city that focus on that more than when this commission first started as well. So I just wanted to open that up for discussion and kind of get a feeling of what everyone else is thinking, and if, when you look this over, if you feel like this still fits the direction that maybe we're going.
I think we should still be involved in the circle of that. And with the city person, I can't remember his name, but,
Me?
no.
Like,
But the blight
Oh,
officer.
Tim Ball. Tim Ball's our code enforcement officer, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, if he could keep us informed and kind of aware. And we can talk with him about anything too.
I don't think that part of it would be going away.
Good.
But when you look at letter A of our purpose, which is to identify, research, and recommend opportunities to help prevent, remediate, and eliminate blight, The question that I have is, as a commission, how can we or how are we doing that? And if we're not, or we can't, does it make sense for us to have that strong of a statement in regards to blight for our commission moving forward?
Since being on this commission, yeah, I think there really hasn't been an emphasis on that elimination of blight, whether it be, researching new programs that we can do to eliminate blight. They've been more so oriented at beautification efforts. And so, my thought would be to maybe change that direction or reorient the commission to say, okay, if we are looking to do beautification efforts, let's also make sure we are bringing recommending programs are like our cleanup days where they're more directly related to cleaning up blight in people's yards. Because I think that was a pretty significant one that then ties back to that blight elimination. We have our community cleanup day that was very successful, but maybe doubling down on that effort if we want to keep that.
Those words, prevent, remediate, and eliminate, at one point, we talked about just litter in general, making the community aware of that again, that there's not a lot of emphasis. In this country, there seemed to be a lot of emphasis on that back a while ago. But I don't know that the younger children now are necessarily, unless their parents are doing it, of course, telling them, don't throw your gum wrapper out.
Specifically to the idea of stating it the way it is, it's kind of stating our purposes to look for something.
Can you speak into your microphone so we can hear you?
Pardon me. Good question, though. And I think that stating it the way it is somewhat unusual in that most commissions, I would think, would want to state the goals instead of like, well, we don't want it to look bad. It's okay. But if you have the goal stated, then you have something to march to. I guess that's what you're getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of. So restoration, so beautification, okay. We've been active in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Andrew's comment, second that comment, I guess. Restoration, and in a sense of what?
Mm-hmm.
So the other evening, I don't know if anybody got a chance to go, there was a movie at the Vogue called Sugarcane. Oh, well, it's just like adding more people to that agenda. It was a movie, and I don't know which group put it on, but it's a free movie. And it's, I think, typically the last Tuesday of each month, if I can give them a plug. So it's free. But it was about the Canadian and federal government's establishment. It's a bit far afield, sorry. It was about the U.S. government's establishment of the schools, where they basically took all the kids and just tried to make them white. So I'm really big into restoration myself, and that's why I go to that word. So if we're going to be talking about what our goals are, I would want to hope that we have some idea that we came late, right? I mean, it would be wonderful. Well, Andrew came up with a comment. I don't know if it's been discussed. I'll bring it up. There's a fellow who volunteers and works along the Riverwalk. Is the Riverwalk parkland?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. So that would be that we wouldn't,
Not our commission.
not our,
Correct.
Yeah, that was discussed at our first.
yeah, okay, sorry I'm so absent for a while
And
here,
you
summer.
walking along the river and doing what?
He, I don't know what he does. I've never heard of this person, but I guess he helps maintain it. He helps, get.
Not just litter, more than that?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, more than that.
Flowers, everything.
But,
Oh,
So does Jane Seifert.
so I guess if it's involved with the park, or if it's not involved with the park, and you're talking about restoration, yeah, we'd only talk about public buildings, right?
I think it's wide open on that.
It's wide open, so,
And even the park, they would collaborate if it was a project or something
Okay.
in the park.
well, anyway, yeah, I think you're steering us in the right direction, hurrah.
I don't know what direction I'm steering us in, and I think that's where
Should be more comfortable.
I-
Don't worry, you've
I-
already got the.
I'm trying to help us figure that out, because I think, you know, we're all citizens in a community that we love, and we want to see good things happening. But I want to know that, you know, we're coming to these meetings and we're being able to like invoke some change and not just have conversations about things to have conversations, which is great, don't get me wrong. But I'd like there to be change at the end of those conversations, that, you know, we can get out in our community and do something. Because I think that's what this commission was kind of designed for versus maybe some other commissions. So I don't know. I wanted to just start this conversation. I don't think we're going to end it tonight. But I maybe wanted to give you guys some food for thought on some thinking about, does this still fit? Or does this need to be tweaked and wordsmithed a little bit to kind of fit better where we're at now?
I think just you getting our focus to the idea of trying to create a forward-thinking stuff. I have something that I'd like to discuss, and would only say it, all of the group may take 5 or 7 minutes if it's worth the time.
We can do it at the end and go to the,
Okay, great.
we'll come around and everyone will have an opportunity.
In there somewhere.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely, sure.
Do you mind if I interject here? Because this is a great opportunity I want to talk about. I think the timing of this couldn't be more perfect. This is Maddie. She's our planning and zoning administrator.
Hi, Maddie.
And she actually has been assigned to this group, so there's going to be a little bit of change. And I think the timing of, I don't want to say reimagining, but focusing down what this group is responsible for, what they want to do, I think it's great timing. So I wanted to give her, I don't want to hijack the meeting, but I wanted to give her a few minutes to introduce herself because she'll be your staff liaison moving forward.
Yeah, sorry, kind of in the middle. But I am also new to the city of Manistee as a resident. I moved up from Ann Arbor about a week ago when I started. So excited to sort of get to know the community and be a part of this and get to know sort of these neighborhoods that maybe I'm not seeing every day in the development aspect. I think in terms of blight also, just spitting out ideas, it could even be as much as just sort of rewording that statement to be less direct and have some creativity based on what's coming forward, specifically the elimination aspect, because that's not going to be, necessarily coming to fruition outside of the code enforcement department. But it is still an issue and sort of what I think this group was founded on as far as what I've heard. And so if that's something you still want to, touch on from time to time, maybe look into just rewording that could be an idea and keeping the blight aspect.
So I think it's a marrying of two opportunities, really tackling this and figuring out what the commission wants to do moving forward, and having a new staff liaison who probably is a little more creative than I am. So the timing couldn't be better. Hopefully, moving forward, you still invite me back to give presentations on things as far as ordinances, what we're seeing out there, having my code enforcement officer come in and give you information that you can make recommendation to. Another fact that kind of feeds in is our ordinance committee is healthier, more active now. Up until 2 years ago, I didn't think the city had an ordinance committee. The chief worked with the city attorney, and we wrote a lot of ordinances. So that group is more healthy. So when it comes to, I could see a path where you have the chief in or Tim Baugh says, hey, I don't like that. I'm having a problem enforcing this. And you give ideas and maybe give recommendations to ordinance committee to take a look at this and figure it out. from a legislative standpoint. So again, still having me back and a code enforcement officer back to update the commission, report back. If you don't mind, I can kind of go through like a tangible what you have and where we're at moving forward, because I think it's going to factor into this decision. So equipment wise, we talked about volunteers. We have a shed, or now the DPW, full of equipment. So rakes, shovels, hoses, water sprayer. Power wash, excuse me, long day.
Yeah.
Weed whacker, we have a pretty healthy amount of equipment. So if there's an appetite for volunteer stuff, we have banners, which it sounds like we can deploy on Maple Street probably a week and a half or 2 weeks. We have a public art policy and easement agreement. We have waivers of liability in the drive in case you want to move forward with volunteers. They sign a waiver of liability. So those are kind of some of the tangibles that have been built thus far that you can utilize moving forward.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What did you say, public art, and then what?
Public art policy and the public art easement. So there's an agreement with a property landowner in the city that it's a mural, we can paint the wall. Kelly Greavy and some folks power washed it a few years ago.
Right.
They painted it.
But has that policy been handed out then?
Yeah, it was approved at council. We recommended it.
Recommended it to council.
Yeah.
Just a few months ago.
Yeah, we can dig that up and send that to you. So basically, it's a policy for public art in case this commission ever has an appetite for murals. But specifically, we have an agreement in case there's an appetite to paint that wall. That's out there. That's a tangible thing that this commission has accomplished.
Okay,
And maybe they
I
don't.
haven't seen anything actually printed out.
Yeah, we can send you that if you'd like to see that, sure. So again, just kind of giving an inventory of what the commission has done and what they have as far as tangible agreements, policies, and then what it looks like moving forward with the new staff liaison, which I think all factor into, you've got some deliberation, some conversations moving forward, which is, we're going into probably an appropriate season for that, so. Thank you.
And thank you for sharing that banners will be going up on Maple Street soon, because I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a finally. So, thank you. And I know with that, you've worked hard to make that happen through many different channels and maneuvering and things like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Other discussion, other thoughts? Did you say anything, Liz?
Well, maybe if we're talking beautification, what are some people's ideas of things that we could do? A little more specific, and that might give us more direction. What are we thinking?
And I think that's why I wanted to have this conversation before we get ahead of ourselves with the projects or the ideas, because I want to be sure that we're working within our purpose. And while we are, in terms of the help beautify the city of Manistee, we certainly are. I just want to make sure that we're working within our purpose, and then once we've kind of solidified the direction we're going with working within our purpose, what do we want that to look like? So right now, we do the spring project as our spring cleanup. Summer, we do the kids' safety day. This fall, we did the cleanup at City Hall. Winter here, we're getting ready to do, decorating. Maybe we want to look at what do we want? Do we want us with a mural and getting that wall cleaned up? But if that's the direction that we're moving toward, all of those things to me more fit the beautification part than anything to do with preventing, remediating, or eliminating blight. And maybe what I think of blight is different than what everyone else thinks of blight as well. I don't know. Like we cleaned up City Hall, but I wouldn't say City Hall was blighted, right? So it just needed a little refresh, which is a beautification.
And I don't know that real blight, who yes, a group would be able to clean up.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. I mean,
Yes,
We could recommend things, but it's out of our control, I think, at the final.
yes. So,
No, I mean, yeah, I think blight's a hard issue to tackle. Obviously, the city is limited in its municipal power and how it can actually attack blight, and this group kind of, it sounds like at the inception was around blight and made those recommendations. And to your point, Sarah, there are now staff members who are explicitly focused on blight. I don't know if I would go as far as to say that we need to eliminate that. I do like Maddie's suggestion of saying, you know, let's just wordsmith it, because blight is coupled with, you know, beautification, and I think we wouldn't want to completely make that word obsolete from our purpose, but it might just be wordsmithing as to, okay, what exactly are we doing with blight? You know, we might not be all coming in with, you know, 10 pages of research and suggestions for Tim and the police department, but I think that still should be kind of an integral part to how we approach beautification, because it's more of a systemic issue, right? And so when we're able to keep blight at the center of it, we're kind of doing more of a sustainable beautification of the city, right? Not just volunteer projects. And I think that gives this group a little more of a kind of an existential purpose, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it can be all projects, because that burns people out at some point. You know, RE's involved in many things other than even this. But, so the blight should probably still continue, or at least the awareness of the blight, or maybe even periodic reports from the city, because
certainly, and I think that goes back to Chief's point of ordinances, that if, you know, there was to be a review of ordinances, that would be something that we would do to make a recommendation to city council. So, yeah, certainly, I'm not saying we need to get rid of anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make sure that our time is well spent, and that, you know, we all know the direction we're looking to move forward in, within the purpose that's been defined.
Being a newer member, I have felt that everything was pretty loose, and trying to get a grasp on it. And another example is when I was a member of the PTA, when they had such a thing, I didn't want to go to PTA and just bake cookies. So, yeah, to be involved, but not just your muscles, but your mind. And let's not stymie creativity with too many ordinances or rules, or, yeah, I think we need, as a committee, we still need to be very creative within what we are capable of doing.
Any other discussion? So I think what I'm hearing is we want to stick with the purpose that we have, because it covers light and it covers beautification.
I didn't hear that. It's not what I gathered, but.
Okay.
Well, I think there's an opportunity, to Chief Glass's point, to rewrite this, and you said this earlier, but it's not going to happen in this meeting maybe, and
Right.
so, especially at the turn of the year, I think maybe at the next meeting, we were able to kind of work through what that reword really is. Maybe we'll come with a couple ideas, maybe we can lay out what Chief Glass has said already about what the project we already have, what are the resources we already have, and then actually have a constructive conversation around, okay, well, here's what we have, here might be, you know, a couple other activities that we want to add in, and really try to wordsmith that purpose at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the reality is, you know, it's just a matter of, regardless of what diction's on the page, it's a really, the reality is what this commission decides, which eggs you put in which basket. So if we had a whole different commission up here, they might think that the priority is, we want to focus on the word blight and get in the way. So really, it depends on what eggs you want to put in what basket, depending on your prerogatives. You know, you could, even though it's purpose, you could say, well, I've heard we're spending a lot of our time on beautification. Well, this commission might decide, well, we don't need to change the ordinance. That's just what we're gonna focus on. So, I guess it all depends. I wouldn't get too hung up with what the words on the page are. It's what you guys wanna focus on. I will tell you that to change it, we would get it to the city attorney, and then you have to have 2 separate readings of it at city council, yada, yada, that kind of thing. But I'm hearing conversations that, and certainly you guys can do what you want, but it's just a matter of, you've got blight or beauty, and it sounds like some years or some months you might do 100% beauty, and it's just wherever you want to drive that. I think I'm kind of hearing say, what are we doing with this?
Yeah.
So there is no magic wordsmithing it's a matter of what do we want our our purpose and our priorities to be at this commission, because nobody here is getting paid. And so when we put effort in, we want to get maximum output in whatever effort we get. Everyone here is professionals. I understand that. So to your point, we don't want to get ready. When we put an hour's worth of work in and we talk about something, we need something tangible to the public. That's kind of what I'm hearing. Do I have it pretty close?
I would agree with that's what I'm hearing, which is why I come back to, because, do nothing,
Yeah, do nothing.
right?
Right.
Because within how it's worded right now, we can do both.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, we might focus more heavy on one, and at another point in time, we might focus heavy on another. And so if we do nothing, we're still within where we need to be. And then we don't have to go through all the steps.
Heather, how do you get an item on next month's agenda? How does that?
It goes through me.
Okay, so that's.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily going to make it on next month. It just depends on what's on the agenda. So it has to go through the city manager, and the city manager will decide.
It's a
this agenda.
NRBC or
I'm
city
sorry.
council?
So,
Yes.
well, I don't know that we've really, I mean, you've looked at it and you're ready and prepared to discuss it. I'm not. My apologies.
Well, that's why
I
was
don't
put
know
on.
who else has it in front of them that they could,
Correct.
digest your
Yeah, oh, no.
presentation.
That's why I started the
Which
conversation.
is why I
by
would
saying we won't
ask
be
that
making
we get
decisions
it
now.
on next
Absolutely.
agenda and
Yep, it will.
go to something,
Absolutely.
get it done.
And the season's right? The snow's about to fly, so maybe come back with some ideas if we have input, now that you've kind of introduced this, Commissioner Harless, and people can look at it and see if they have any input on it. I think it's, yeah.
So you're looking for the agenda for the NRBC, not for like getting like a amendment on the council agenda?
Yes, he
Okay,
was
okay,
asking
sorry
how
about
something
that.
gets on our
No.
agenda.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like an amendment. Okay.
It's one step.
And that's why I said it's not something we're gonna solve today. It's just food for thought, and it will be on the agenda in December under unfinished business, just to kind of wrap it up and see if this is where we want to stay or if we want to look at changes. And then I also did put a note to myself to add to the agenda, kind of looking at what are our projects and where do they fall and what do we want that vision to
Or
be.
goals.
Goals, yeah, goals, and what do we want that vision to be? Okay. Public comment. Hi, Grova. Got anything? Okay. Good of the order. Kathy.
I'm fine.
Okay. Jane.
Nothing to add.
Okay. Liz.
Well, you just said, what if we come to the next meeting prepared with 3 goals? And I don't mean 3 projects necessarily, like what would be the goals of what you want to accomplish? And it would be a perfect time to do it because it'd be the December meeting to start. So 3 goals for 2026 of what you would like on this, to see what the NRBC were to do.
For us to all share. and
Yeah,
discuss.
to share. Everybody share 3 and maybe we come up with and I don't mean projects. It could be a project, just leave it broad, a goal, a project, or,
Yep.
Could it be as loose as an idea?
Yes.
Okay.
no perimeters, just brainstorm.
Yes.
Perfect. Nicholas.
Nothing else. I think,
Andrew.
I got nothing.
I only I want to thank Chief for his time since he's going to be leaving us a little bit. We'll leave it at that. You're not completely out. But thank you for your time and dedication to this commission because you have many other things that you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Report, did you come here to report something, Jerry, or tell us, inform us, or whatever?
Okay, did you have a presentation you wanted to?
Chief, do you have anything for the good of the
I just want to, it's been, you know, it's been great work with this commission. Myself and Ed Bradford helped work on the bylaws, so it's from the inception, so it's been great, and the faces have changed a little bit, but I'm kind of proud of what's happened so far. And I'm excited to see what Maddie does with it and what this commission does with it. So thank you for having me. Anytime you invite me back, I'll be back. So thank you.
every meeting? You're invited back. All right, with that, would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We are adjourned at 5.